Hi there. Welcome to the Second Act Collective. And today I want to share with you my own transition in my second act. So I have transitioned from, being in construction industry. I worked there in corporate for a while. And then I started my own business with my husband, and we had that for about 10 years. And then came this time that I felt like, I think it was time to move forward. So that's kind of what I want to share with you, that transition that happened. I would say this is my second transition because I transitioned from working in corporate to starting my own business because I wanted something that worked with my schedule. I was at that time about to have my second child. I have three now. And I just realized the schedule of working in corporate America was not going to work for me and raising my children the way I wanted to. So I would say the next best thing I could think of was I need to start something of my own that can give me that flexibility. So that was the first transition, and it was not, of course, easy, but I'm glad I did it. Um, and also around the time I was just finishing my MBA in finance. So there was a lot going on. So let's talk about the next transition that I had to do, the next pivot that I had to do, which is having had a business for a while. And it was working, but it was also not really designed. When I started that business, it was to get out of corporate world, to try to be there for my kids. So I don't feel like I really sat down to design what it should look like, right? I just started something because I wanted to get out of something. And I had a desire to be my own business owner and kind of have the flexibility. So in this second transition that I did, which came out of just the fact that I wasn't enjoying what I had built, and I wanted something that I could start from afresh, and design the way that would work for my kids at the season that they're in, the stage that they're in. So I have a daughter who's about to go to college in less than 2 years. And I realized I do want to spend a lot of time with her. This is something that I didn't even realize how much I valued that. But thank God, the Lord showed me that was something important to me. And I think when we are, I'm approaching 50, I'm 48 right now. So just being in that age of like, okay, I have built something before, but now what do I want to build and what does it look like? So I'll say the transition for me actually came because I was complaining to my middle son. So I have three kids, two boys and one girl. And I was complaining about how I wanted to have an app that kind of manages my life, because my life felt very hectic at that time, running a business, raising three kids, being a mom and all the stuff that comes with it and a home. And I just wanted something that could help me, like, manage this life, the schedules, the kids' schedules, and my schedule, the work schedule, like you name it, a lot of things that I think us as women have to juggle, the many hats we have to wear. So I was complaining, and my son was like, well, there are all these, apps that are, AIs, you can create apps, you can create the app yourself. Because I was asking him to create the app because he likes computer stuff. I was like, why don't you create this app for your mom? And it's like, oh, you can create it yourself. So that's kind of the thing that got me started in AI, because I figured, okay, I don't really want to learn coding as much, which I probably will learn a little bit, but I I started looking into AI, and this was probably 2 years ago. I started dabbling into it, started, playing with ChatGPT, all the stuff that was coming out. And I found myself actually very interested because I've never thought myself as a techie person. And you probably, there are a lot of things we don't think ourselves. And you probably think the same way about yourself. Like, I don't think I'm this person. I don't think I'm that person. But I found myself actually excited about learning AI and learning this new technology that was coming into the world. So I took a deep dive into it. and really started taking lessons. I started to learn how to be AI consultant, and found myself kind of rediscovering part of me that I didn't know actually exists. And so I made the decision that I was going to go full on with AI and learn it. And I'm still, AI is never finished. It's always learning to be done. So, every time something comes up news that you have to learn. But I am so glad I made that pivot in the second act that I am in, that I'm very much excited about where I'm going, the businesses I'm starting, the AI consultants that I have. Like, I'm excited about what the future holds, and being able to design my life now to where I can accommodate all the things that I value. I value traveling. I love to travel. And we have done some traveling, but I want to make it more. I want to travel more. I value spending time at home with my kids, spending time with my daughter, cooking for them, doing all the stuff that I felt like when I was building my other business before, I was such in a grind and a hustle. Because at that time I just had a new baby, which was my second son, and it was such a grind for a while. And I just felt like I didn't build it the way that I want. And this gives me, in this second act, a chance to build a business the way that I want, to really do the things that I love: cooking, entertaining, um, learning how to paint, learning new languages. These are the things that I actually value, that I kind of put on the big banner for the past 20 something years. As I was building the family, as I was building this new business, as I was doing all this stuff, I kind of put all those things on the big banner. And I just want I want to ask you, and please comment in the comment section below, like, what is it that you feel like you put on the big banner, or that you forgot, or maybe put aside when you were in that phase of building in your 20s and 30s, or even up to early 40s? What is it that you feel like you forgot about yourself? So I'm in that stage of rediscovering all those things and walking through them, and very much excited about AI, which I think is funny because my kids make fun of me that I'm more excited about AI than they are, and I use it a lot more than they do. And I'm always like, excited about telling them the new thing that has happened with Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude, and they're just rolling their eyes because they're like, "Oh, mommy, you're getting old, and yet you're so interested in this." And of course, I don't think myself old. I don't think, us getting to our second chapter is old. It's simply getting into this, becoming the person God intended for me to be. That's really how I look at it. I don't think I'm aging. I think I'm maturing. And that's a good thing. And so that was kind of the transition that I did, the pivot that I did from totally different industry, because I had been in construction industry for 20 years. And I feel like it was just time to let go of that and to get into something. And also, I would say the main discovery that I made about my transition, and if you're in that process as well, or you have transition and you end that new second chapter and you're starting something new, you probably realize this. For me, being in that industry, as much as I loved it, and it gave me opportunities and chances to, even explore the things that I loved, which was, interior design, which I still do. That's one of my hobbies. I purposely did not want to make that my work because I didn't want to lose the love that I have for it. So I dabble in that a lot of interior design. So I'm grateful for that opportunity that I get when I was, with the construction management business that we did, and working with all the clients and helping them design their homes. So that was a pleasure for me, something I truly enjoyed. But what I can say that I noticed being in that industry, because it is very masculine, very male oriented, is the fact that I felt like, and I didn't realize this until I stepped back. Actually, maybe I did realize it, years into this, like I was becoming very masculine in even the way I dealt with things. Like I think I moved in a very masculine energy. because I was always surrounded by men, and you had to be tough, you have to be assertive, or they'll just walk all over you. So I would say I noticed that about myself, that the feminine side of me, the things that I love, like dressing up, the things that I love, like having a tea party, right? Or decorating my table, cooking, and all that. I just felt like I don't know, I wasn't expressing that as much. I was becoming very, very much masculine and moving in that masculine energy. And I was exhausted from it. I was truly exhausted. And maybe you find yourself in that situation that you've been in an industry where the energy is not what you want to become, and yet you're becoming that, or you have become that. And so some of the work, the inner work that I've had to do for myself is I transitioned um, into this second chapter of my life was to say, I want to have more tea parties. I want to wear beautiful things, beautiful clothes. I want to dress up and put makeup. Like all those things that if you're in the construction industry, I don't know if you probably felt this, if you watching and you've been in that industry, you tend to become more mannish in your manners, in your whatever. And it was always a fight for me to not go down that rabbit hole and to maintain my femininity. And it was a struggle. And I was just tired of it. After 20 years, you're like, I am so tired of this. I just want to be a woman and not have to feel like I have to compete with this man anymore. So that was something that I noticed, that I'm very happy that I made that change. And yes, the tech world, yeah, in your, late 40s, it's not easy to transition into that. But I'm excited about learning new things. I'm really a learner at heart, so that is not an issue for me. I'm excited about learning new things. I'm excited about even YouTube and doing all these videos and sharing my experience and what I've gone through. I'm just in a place where I'm more excited about life. You know that my previous life was horrible. No, not at all. It was very blessed. And I'm grateful for all the things we had and all the experiences I had. I'm grateful for what God has done, but I'm also very excited about the future and what's coming up and what I sense God is leading me into. I'm excited about this community of the Second Act Collective. So if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and do that. And just share your own transition. If you're in the middle of it, if you're deciding, or maybe you're on the fence about, should I leave my job? Should I start something else? Should I leave my business? If you're on the fence about all those things, share in the comments. I'd love to hear what you are going through, or the lessons that you've learned, as you've pivoted into something new. And this place is a very safe place for women over 40 to discuss those kind of things. But I just wanted to share with you why I decided to go into AI full on and what my experience has been. And it's been wonderful. And that's really what I wanted to share with you today. So I will see you later. Please subscribe, share this with your friends. I really appreciate it. Thank you.